David Cadena, and today I'm doing my invitation speech on healthcare. So healthcare is a pretty pressing topic in today. I bet you've heard a lot of different politicians talk about it, whether that's Bernie Sanders, where is healthcare for all, or Pete Buttigieg, healthcare for all who want it. And then you have the conservative, Republican, whatever you want to call it, their version of it, which is let's leave healthcare up to the private sector with a little bit of government assistance for those who apply. So today I'm going to talk about those and kind of give you a clear understanding of all those things so you can make up your own opinion. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about what my opinion is the best healthcare and why. So first, let's talk about the system we currently have, which is mostly the private sector with government options for those who apply. So here are some pros and cons of that. So Business Insider stated that the United States has the most preemptive cancer screenings. Basically what this means is that the most amount of people are actually going and they're getting screened for cancer than any other country on planet Earth, which is a good thing. And that American women are most likely to have received a pap smear or a mammogram in the past 2 years. The United States is also highest in that, and that's a lot to do with our healthcare system. The United States also has the highest rate of cancer survival. So if you get cancer in the United States, it's the best. I mean, it's never good to get cancer, but the best place to get it, I guess, so to speak, that sounds kind of cynical, but the best place would be the United States. We have the highest rate. We have the best doctors when it comes to preemptive care and things like that. And we also have the most advanced machinery in the United States. And the biggest reason why is due to that is because it's largely due to the fact that since America privatized its healthcare, you've now incentivized companies to innovate, to make new technology. And lastly, I think the biggest thing, 160 million Americans like their healthcare plan as it is today in the private sector. And that's according to PolitiFact. And those are all good things, but no healthcare system is perfect, right? I mean, there's always different things that are good about healthcare that are bad. So here are some of the cons that come with the healthcare system we have today. So according to the United States Census Bureau, there are 28 million Americans uninsured, and that is of 2018. With the current system, we do have Medicaid and Medicare. However, what that causes is it depends on how much money you make, so you have to qualify for those. The issue people have is that they make too much money to qualify, but not enough money to actually pay for good health care. And so that's where you get this bubble of people who are uninsured. Very rarely is it the super poor, because super poor tend, not always, but they tend to be able to get Medicare. And also, right now as it stands, this current system, it's very expensive for the consumer. So what I mean by that is that there's this huge sticker price as we speak. Yes, your insurance will cover most of it. Sometimes if you have really good health insurance, they'll cover almost all of it. And then if you don't have good, they'll cover a decent amount. But what this causes is that you now have medical companies who are now raising their prices. And what this causes is that if you do not have health insurance, you have to foot the whole bill. So you have a diabetic who needs to get his insulin shot. Well, his insulin shot, let's just say it costs, I think, $300, right? He probably will pay maybe $40. But if you have diabetes and you don't have health insurance, you have to pay that $300. And that can be a hefty bill to pay, especially if you have to do it constantly. Now, I want to talk about universal health care. That has made the forefront in Bernie Sanders' campaign. So let's get into the pros and cons. So first, let's start with the pros. I always like to start kind of happy with the good things, right? So some of the pros are with Sanders' plan, every American would be covered. So no American would not go uninsured. That's a good thing. Everyone have health insurance. If someone needs something to go happen, boom. Now this goes into my next point. Now they're doing preemptive care. With this plan, you'd have a healthier workforce. Another big thing is that a lot of A lot of doctors have reported that they spend a lot of time with the billing and insurance office. So you get rid of the private sector, you get with this sector, with the universal health care. Helps they can work more on helping people instead of talking to somebody on how to get this person's surgery, drug, whatever covered from their insurance. So those are good things. And like I said before, now we're working on preemptive care instead of helping someone when they're already sick, making it so that people don't get sick in the first place, which is a good thing. And now let's get into some cons with universal health care. I bet you've probably heard some, but this is the biggest one. So according to Investor Business Daily, Bernie Sanders' healthcare plan would have cost $36 trillion to implement, which is almost double the GDP of the United States. So if you look at this chart right here, this is what we are currently at with our current healthcare plan. We're at 86% of our GDP. Still high, it's still expensive. This is what Bernie estimated it to be, 75, cheaper. People said that, oh, that's cool. And then the Congressional Budget Office said, oh, nope, it's gonna be a lot more expensive. 154% our GDP. That is super high, super expensive. Really hard, it'd be really hard to implement. It's too much. It's too much money, especially when you're going into almost double our GDP. And another con, according to the balance, if you are a healthy male or female, you still would have to pay for other people's healthcare. So if you've done all the right steps, you've done everything right, and you made sure that you were healthy, you ran, you ate good, and you're in tip-top shape, you're still gonna have to pay for a big guy like me, who's big and might have some more complicated health issues. You're gonna have to pay for my healthcare. And so a lot of people are like, wait up, hold a minute. I don't like that. I did all the right measures. Why should I pay for this guy's healthcare? Which I understand. And also, there'd be a tax hike on the middle class and the rich. See, people just think the rich are gonna get a tax hike in this, and it's not the case. It'll be the middle class. However, you'd pay less than a premium. So take that as you will. Now, I want to get into what I think. So this is a pretty complex issue, but here's what I think. I still like our current system. I've heard horror stories of people coming from Canada who they have cancer, or they have HIV, or they have myasthenia, regardless of what it is. They need selective care. They are waiting forever in Canada. Where in the United States, that's readily available. And the fact is, would I like to see more people insured? 28 million is a lot. Yes, I would love to see everyone insured. I'd love to expand what we have. But is it really worth destroying what we've built, where I firmly believe we could fix what we have now? So I'm gonna leave you with this. Do you think it's worth destroying the system we have now for a different system? And I guess I want to know, what are your thoughts and opinions on this? Thank you.